The Writer Radio podcast is brought to you by Community Beer Works, making good beer for good people since 2012. The future of Community Beer Works is bright with a new tap room opening in 2024 at 976 Elmwood Avenue. That is coming your way at some point this year. The old tap room currently closed, but the brewery remains open, which means A, you can rent the space for an event, or B, you can still buy the beer all over Western New York and beyond as we continue to expand. Wegmans, Consumers Beverages, two of our better resources as far as picking up beer while the tap room is closed. But I highly recommend you check out some of the newer stuff like single order hazy IPA, double order hazy IPA. Both go great with wings. Get it? Single order, double order. The Whale is a classic, and there are all sorts of different varieties always coming out. And Let's Go Pills is a classic. It's Community Beer Works. Beer available everywhere. New tap room coming soon. A lot of exciting things going on, including CBW Trivia Night, which takes place Mondays at Transit Music Lounge in Depew. Get there at 7 to sign in. We'll start playing around 7:30, wrap things up around 9, and then it's your choice to stick around and enjoy beer and wings and all the fun things that Transit has to offer. Or you can get home. It's a school night. Get home at a reasonable time. Either way, we look forward to seeing you at Transit Music Lounge Mondays for Community Beer Works Trivia Night, hosted by me, Brad. I'll be there, and I hope to see you there as well. Now, on with the show.
This is Harold Letterman from HBO Sports. You're listening to Brad Ryder.
Hi, this is Pete Best, and you're listening to Brad Ryder.
I've always liked Brad, and Brad serves his purpose, and he does it very well. He's a strong kid who can cause some havoc, and that's his job, and he does it very well.
Hey, what's up? Let's get episode 2 of Writer Radio rolling. We've got a lot to get to. We're going to bounce around between current stuff, new stuff, stuff I recorded by myself, stuff I recorded with people, highlight clips from old things. We've had requests since episode 1 for things that come from the past of my radio past of me, both at WEC and at WGR and BEN. I've done a lot of this stuff, and I've got a lot of it recorded. So there's stuff that people are saying, oh, it's great to hear your voice again. My voice has been here. I just haven't been talking into microphones. But I still have a bunch of the old stuff that people are asking for. So like LAMAR the Supercomputer, you want to hear from him? It's coming. Just stick around. Ride your way through this episode number 2 of the Writer Radio podcast, brought to you by Community Beer Works. Up first, we go to Arizona to talk to Ernie about the Bills.
This team was 6-6, and they're now 12-6, which means they divided into thirds. They split the first 2 thirds, and then they won the third third. So they're 12-6 right now, and the whole time I've been thinking this is how you win a Super Bowl, because I've watched the Bills recently in the Josh Allen era peak in the middle of October. I've watched that, and I remember talking to my wife at one point where she's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like they're going to win. Like, I know it has felt like they're going to win, and then they don't. What do you think is different this year?
The thing about them that's different this year, Brad, is that here's the thing. Like last year, I mean, yes, they faded against the Bengals, and there's a multitude of reasons. One of the multitude of reasons is the Bengals are a very good football team. And in the AFC, there's a weird triangle and styles make fights. Like the Bills, other than the 13-second debacle, I mean, the Bills are like 3-0 against the Chiefs in the last 3 years, in Arrowhead no less. So they have their upper hand on the Bengals, on the Chiefs. I mean, the Bengals have the upper hand on the Bills, and then the Chiefs have the upper hand on the Bengals. It's kind of like this weird triangle of stuff. So last year that game just got away from them. But I mean, they are prison hard right now. Like, they went through so much adversity last year with all the snow, with the shooting at the Tops Market, unfortunately, with Damar Hamlin. Like, last year they had so many things happen. I don't think they batted an eye at the fact the game got delayed one day. I don't think they're going to bat an eye with the fact that Kansas City has 2 more days of rest. I don't think they're going to bat an eye that they're not going to have a lot of that they might not have a lot of defensive starters on Sunday because they are just prison hard. I think they have this belief that now that they can do anything and they can overcome anything because they pretty much did other than one game. I mean, and here's the best thing about this coming Sunday, Brad, is that they might have no choice but to go what they go best and to unleash Josh Allen because they might not have a lot of defensive guys out there. They might not have a choice but to finally just let Josh Allen go, spread offense, up tempo. And that is really bad for anybody, let alone the Chiefs right now.
Do you think this is their year?
I think, what's funny is 2021 we all thought should have been their year, right? That, in my opinion, 2020 was like, hey, we got there, but they got their playoff reps. 2021 we all thought was their year, but looking back, like I said, Cincinnati kind of has the Bills' number, and they probably would have. There is absolutely no excuse to not go to the Super Bowl this year. And the Bengals, which is their biggest hurdle, is not there. They're gonna get Kansas City. And Kansas City this group of Kansas City players have never played a road playoff game before. I don't care how banged up they are. It is inexcusable to lose this game on Sunday because they have Josh Allen and they're at home. Patrick Mahomes, Hall of Fame quarterback, 2 Super Bowl rings, nothing but respect for him, okay? There is no way in his first ever road playoff start, I don't care how experienced he is, that you can let him beat you in his home stadium. And the one guy that Sean McDermott, and I have had my misgivings about Sean McDermott, but the one guy that Sean McDermott has always done a great job at defending is Lamar Jackson. This is the year right now. I thought 2021 was. You might have thought 2020 was. We can agree to disagree on that. I am 100% in agreement with you. This is the year.
My favorite Christmas song is the 12 Days of Christmas with the Muppets.
John Denver and the Muppets, yeah.
But just because of won't go, Animal just loses it. Won't go. It's the best.
Did you happen to watch the Muppet TV show that came out in probably 2012, 2013-ish?
I don't think so. That would have been, that's about when the movie was.
It was on ABC. It was basically a new twist on the Muppets. It was basically the Muppet Show, but it was a new twist on it. The show within the show was a Miss Piggy talk show. It was pretty funny. But there was one thing where they're talking about Animal going to rehab, and he's like, so many cities, so many women. It was just so funny.
Well, Animal was Grand Funk Railroad. That's what he was. He was just he was Boston. He was whatever, the mid to late 70s rock lifestyle thing was him. And they just put that in. It was awesome.
Yes, and there's no better comedy duo than Statler and Waldorf in the history of the world.
They're good. They're solid. I liked them when I was a kid, and I didn't know why. And then I turned into them, and now I get it more, I guess. I don't know. The Other Stuff Hall of Fame, featuring first ballot inductee Anne Murray. My current and previous opinions of Anne Murray would not recognize each other in a men's room. Anne Murray didn't write any songs, but she's a good singer. What do we do with that?
Joining us on the line, owner of the Dallas Mavericks and also star of The Benefactor, Mark Cuban.
We've got an idea. Would you watch this show? A small room, 1 man, 5 monkeys, and 3 buffet tables of food.
Okay.
It's called Monkey Lockbox. I don't even know what.
Well, the great thing is you can train the monkeys beforehand to do whatever you want them to do. We haven't worked out the particulars.
It just goes to prove that guys can crack themselves up with the stupidest ideas. Monkey Lockbox? Stupid idea, yes, but I watch, definitely.
So part of this whole thing involves sponsors. The whole point of, getting into any sort of business venture is to make money, right? Or to contribute to the economy or become a part of the economy, whatever it is. I don't want to sound like this cash grab. That's what the big money is, podcasting. It is for some. But there needs to be sustainable. In order for it to be sustainable, it needs some help, some cash. You can have all the listeners you want, but the point of getting the listeners from a business standpoint is that you can then advertise to those listeners. The more there are, the more you make from the businesses, etc. The more demand. You create demand for your audience. Create an audience, then create demand for the audience. I don't have any sponsors, but I do think that if I like consistently do this, where I mention companies I'd like to be sponsors, then maybe you hit a critical mass at some point, then you land one, and then you know you're starting to arrive a little bit with this thing, you know? So I'm going to throw this one out there. I see advertisements everywhere for this service. I have been using this service for going back to 2020. So a solid 4 years. I've been using Mint Mobile as my mobile carrier service provider, whatever you want to call it. And I know this because I got a new phone. I went on a trip to the Bahamas for a football team that I cover or work with or work for or something. And then COVID shut things down. But that was right before COVID. So that was December of 19 that I got the phone. I had that Google Fi briefly for like a month because of the international thing being free or something. And then immediately switched to Mint Mobile, which was dirt cheap and has been awesome ever since. And I enjoy the Ryan Reynolds commercials, and I like him. And I think it's fun to give my money to Ryan Reynolds for phone service, even if he doesn't actually own the company anymore, if he just had it and so he had part of it. I don't know. I like the affiliation. I think he's fun. I like the service. It's dirt cheap. There are still people paying hundreds of dollars a month or, high two figures, what do you call it? I don't know, $89, whatever, for a month of phone service. And I think you just haven't discovered all the other options that are out there. And this is the one I have chosen, and they've been really good. The app is good. The customer service is great in that I don't think I've ever dealt with a person. Maybe when I first set up the number to port my number in or something, I had to talk to somebody, but if so, that was pleasant too. Every experience has been pleasant. I get Christmas cards from them. I can hang Ryan Reynolds on my tree. Can't go wrong. So, dream sponsor one, Mint Mobile. I also, I'm an Android, not iPhone guy. And it's not even, I guess technically, if you know me well, you probably know I tend to like the second best thing. I'm a Bills fan. I rooted for the Red Sox until they were winning, and then I stopped liking them. I root for the Sabres. They've never won a Stanley Cup either. I've got like that. I don't want to say loser mentality, but I gravitate toward the underdog a little bit. So when the world says iPhone, I say you can't all be right. And so I've been Android since day one, literally since day one. When I got on, for the first time I ever got on a family phone plan with my now wife, was my girlfriend at the time, but we were engaged, I think. But we decided to get the phone plan together because at the time it was a ridiculous savings to combine into one thing. And I was with one company, she was with the other. Of course, we chose to go to the company she was already with, so I had to do the changeover of all this stuff. And the day that we went to the store to do it happened to be the day that the original Droid came out. I was like, all right, you're making me switch, but I'll take the newest phone that just happened to come out today. And I got that. So I've been Android guy since day one. So I continue to do that. A few years ago, 2019, I guess it was, because we already talked about this with the phone plan thing. I decided I was getting a new phone, and I was getting it through work. And they said, get whatever you want, get the best phone. So I Googled what's the best Android phone for 2019. And in first place, at a price of, I don't know, $1,200 or $1,300 was whatever the latest Samsung release was at the time. And I like Samsung. I'm a fan. But I also wanted to know what's the second best. And the second best was from this company called OnePlus. And this is, it was a good, like a Consumer Reports type of thing. Whereas like the best phone for you is $1,300. The second best phone for you is $600 or something like that. I said, well, I'll take that one. And I tried it, and I had it until a couple months ago when I just didn't like how the charging was going. It wasn't as quick as before. Because one of the real advantages of this phone that I learned from reading about it and then from owning the same phone for 4 years was that the charging capabilities were ridiculously good. Like way faster than you would possibly expect. The battery held on way longer than you would possibly expect. And that part of the phone started to fade. The rest of it was still working just fine, but I didn't have the confidence in the battery life anymore. So I had to choose another one, and I chose another OnePlus phone. So this is a company that I've never seen advertised. They were reviewed well once on the day that I happened to be looking for a phone, and I since have become a fan, and I'm on their website, so I'm aware of them. But no one else that I know has ever heard of this brand of phone, and I think that's dumb, because I always talk about how much I love my phone and how great it is and how powerful it is and how fast it is, and specifically the charging and the battery life and all that stuff. And I've got that, but nobody's ever heard of it. So there's another, they didn't pay me, but that's another sponsorship that could fit very well into this podcast, and that is OnePlus, OnePlus.
Another easy one. Are you guys even trying anymore? No brainer from my man Kanye West. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messin' with no broke supercomputers. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messin' with no broke supercomputers. Get down girl, go ahead, get down girl, go ahead, get down girl, go ahead, get down girl, go ahead. Cutie the bomb. I met her at a beauty salon with a baby Louis Vuitton under her underarm. She said, I can tell you ROC. I can tell by your charm. Far as girls you got a flock. I can tell by your charm and you're on. But I'm looking for the one. Have you seen her? My psychic told me she got half-ass, like Serena, Trina, Jennifer Lopez, for kids, and I got to take all they badass to showbiz. Okay, get your kids, but then they got their friends. I'm caught up in the Benz. Do you all got a pen? You all went to and then I had to pay. If you messing with this girl, then you better be paid. Do you know why? It take too much to touch her. From what I heard, she got a baby by Busta. My best friend say she used to mess with Usher. I don't care what none of you all say, I still love her. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messin' with no broke supercomputers. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messin' with no broke supercomputers. Get down girl, go ahead, get down girl, go ahead, get down girl, go ahead, get down girl, go ahead. 18 years. She got one of your kids, got you for 18 years. I know somebody paying child support for one of his kids. His baby mama's crib is bigger than his. You will see him on TV any given Sunday, when the Super Bowl, and drive off in a Hyundai. She was supposed to buy your shorty Tyco with your money. She went to the doctor, got lipo with your money. She walking around looking like Michael with your money. Should have gotten sure, got Geico with your money. If you ain't no punk, holler, we want prenup, we want prenup. It's something that you need to have, cause when she leave yo ass, she gon' leave with half. 18 years, and on her 18th birthday, he found out it wasn't his. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messin' with no broke supercomputers. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messin' with no broke supercomputers. Get down girl, go ahead, 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 get down girl, head, get down girl, go down girl, go down girl, go ahead,
Help. LAMAR.
Thank you to everyone who listened to this episode and the previous episode and has been paying attention. Despite the fact that I haven't really been on the radio for years, I still do UB football. But actually having a show, I still got a lot of stuff built up in my head, and I want to get it out there. So all the things that people who do podcasts tell you to do, I'll tell you to do as well, which is like and follow and subscribe and share and rate and review. Do all the things, please, because I can't do them all myself. It will be really helpful building this thing moving forward. I've had conversations with a lot of great future guests that are going to be on the show, a lot of cool concepts and ideas that are coming together. But rather than wait for perfection and wait for it all to be fully formed, I figured let's get things rolling and just start cranking stuff out. So that's what you're getting. You're getting a mix of old and new and fun and serious and sports and not, and pop culture and whatever happens to make it onto my radar as I'm recording these things from my basement. Yeah, it's a legit basement podcast, but I've got all the stuff, so let's do it. All right, thanks for listening. Do all the stuff, and I'll talk to you. We're going to try to do 2 of these a week. So this is number 2 for this week. Try to do 2 next week. A lot of plans, a lot of ideas. Keep it here and do all the stuff. Thank you for checking out the podcast. It is Writer Radio, and it's brought to you by Community Beer Works.